Wow, wow, wow. What a way to start the second half. And that was just from a Nigerian based in New York that understands what it takes to take music from Africa around the globe, okay? Today we have in the house a professor, an associate, but for me he's a professor, because if you can be a professor in mathematics, you are a professor. Leave it, leave it. I passed mathematics with the last credit. Yeah, with the last credit.
That's good.
Let my people go. Let my people go.
No.
All right, he's an energetic performer and understand what it takes to have great fusion when it comes to music. All right, the question that we'll be unveiling today is, how did this mathematician venture into music and is able to calculate the stethoscope? Let me not get myself into trouble.
I like that.
Make welcome this man that not just done stuff in Nigeria, but outside Nigeria. And he is the owner of that song you just watched, that musical clip you just saw now, titled D.O. Do. All right, we have in the house. Please give it up for Udeigwe.
Udeigwe, thank you so much.
I tried pronouncing that.
No, it's perfect. The way you pronounce it.
Thank you so much. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Are you from the royal family?
No.
But I know Igwe.
Igwe means, my name literally means fit for a king. Yeah, like an event fit for a king.
Oh my God. And you know when you do, you'll be fit for a king.
That's what you hear. Do. What are you doing?
I'm doing great things.
Yes. I like that answer.
You know what I'm talking about.
I like that answer.
Because it's about doings.
Yes.
It's about
doings. Yes.
You get because do cannot be do if it's not continuous.
Exactly.
That's why you need to add the ing.
Exactly.
Somebody say sense.
Sense.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Let's start this way. This is number one lunchtime show.
Okay.
Cut across the globe.
All right. Yeah.
How did music started for a mathematician?
Okay.
Which came first?
It's funny because they came together. I've always.
Like Peter and Paul.
Yes, exactly. Like Peter and Paul. Yeah, they are trending now.
I know you.
Sometimes I just wish that all those their stories were fake. Like they just made it up.
You're speaking my mind.
I hope so. I hope they'll just come out and be like, it's all fake. Yeah.
So let's get back to the question.
So it was. I've always liked music, and I've always been good at mathematics. So when I did my university, I studied, after secondary school, I moved to the US. So when I went to the US, I discovered jazz. I went to study computer science initially, but then I switched to math and ended up doing a double major in math and computer science. But along the way, I discovered jazz music. But before then, I loved hip hop a lot, and among the Nigerian musicians, I loved Sonny Okosun and Onyeka Onwenu. Those two, yes, a blessed memory now. Yeah, both of them, in fact. So I love both of them. But when I went to the US, I discovered jazz, and I started studying the theory behind jazz, and found it very fascinating. And then took some piano lessons, and the rest is history. So I maintained both tracks in parallel. I formed my first band in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 2008 while I was in grad school working on my master's in math. So I can't say which one came first,
All right, Adumayado, I know you're boiling with questions, right? We're boiling with questions now. But before I allow you into this, let me quickly ask this. All right. Music, mathematics, there are different ways.
Yes.
Now, you said something that really struck my attention right about now, is that you have to study.
Yes.
You studied even on the music part.
Yes.
To understand which one you're venturing into. All right. Out of all the genre of music that came around, why did you choose this?
One thing with jazz, I like, in science we call it basic. But there's nothing basic about it. I like basic research, foundation, like going to the root, exactly the source of things. And one thing with jazz music is if you're able to understand the theory behind it and you're able to practice those theories, you can tear apart any other music, any other genre of music. So when I wanted to venture into Afrobeats, not fellas, Afrobeats,
Afrobeats.
I just discovered that it's just R&B chords with our rhythm, you know, and some hip hop production techniques, you know. And without my jazz foundations, it would have been difficult for me figuring out how do I venture into this field. So I'm happy that I had kind of the foresight. I stumbled into learning the theory and going through the rigor of learning the theory.
Nice.
Because like right now, the saxophone player, I told him what I wanted. Sorry, the trumpet player. Yeah, it was one guy that did the whole parts. You know, it's not a person in the video. I'm giving away the tricks of the business, but that's how it's done. The people in the video are actually real musicians. I wanted real musicians, but the person that played it, his name is Wayne Tucker. Yeah, there was one tour, I think, I can't remember the year, but he led Taylor Swift's horn session.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, her horn session. He toured around with Taylor Swift, with John Legend, with a bunch of people. So Ben is a very good friend of mine, and I called him. I told him, Wayne, this is what I want to get from this song. This is I explained what I wanted.
This is my description.
Yes, he's like, I got you.
It.
Yeah, he's like, I got you.
I think that is the real definition of
what he did.
That's the definition of Udeigwe.
Udeigwe. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you. I like that. Yeah. Can I talk a little bit about skills?
Yes, I was going to ask that now. How, out of all artists in Nigeria, why skills?
Good. I wanted a rapper who can sing, or a singer who raps also. So after the song, after recording the song, the first take, I listened to what my saxophone player did on certain parts of it. I said this song would really use a rapper, and I wanted a rapper who sings. So on my list, I had a list of 4 people.
Yes,
Skills
definitely.
was number 1. Okay. Yeah, and I'm like, if Skills doesn't do it, I'll ask this person. If it doesn't do it, I'll ask this person. But Skills did it. I'm like, okay. I was just like, okay, please. I hope he finishes it the next day. He nailed it.
Wow.
And there was a part of the song that I wanted him to do a duet with me. You heard it. I didn't know how to tell him, because you can't just tell an artist, by the way, make you do duets with me there.
Maybe your project would last for like 10 years.
So I just let him. And when he came back, he did that duet. I'm like, God, you're great, you know. So, and he just took the project like his own. During the video shoot, he showed up without any drama, you know, and we've remained friends since then.
Wow. Awesome.
So now let me jump in here.
Yeah.
Now I want to compare Nigeria and over there.
Okay.
Now, you know, for us here in Nigeria, there's this thing with when you're so sound academically.
Yeah.
It's always very difficult for you to balance it out with music, because at the point that you might have to drop one for the other. So, but over there, it's not something new to see. Maybe an A student
you think so?
acing his exam. No, it's actually quite common.
I think it's true. Yeah, I'll explain my experience.
It's quite common to see someone acing their exams and they're still having time to mix music or sport. So would you say that moving over there made it more possible for you to actually balance both well?
You are totally right.
Okay.
Yes, because if I were in Nigeria and I wanted to do music, I don't think my parents would have let me do music while in university, because they would know that one side is going to suffer. Yeah. So, but I had that freedom of just being on my own. So I just did a lot, failed, succeeded without anybody knowing.
I love that part.
Yeah. So back to your observation, you're totally right, because in the US, they try to bring out every facet of you, every attribute of you as a human being. You know, I realized that like most of my A students usually are female athletes, right? The male athletes not so good, because the male athletes are usually people who are really, really good. The school bring them to just go through college and then become professional basketballers. But the female students are usually girls who are usually hardworking. They want to do everything. So you see a female soccer player who is killing it. But then in her math class, she's getting an A in all her calculus class. So yeah, and then she ends up maybe going to grad school and studying and becoming a neuroscientist and stuff. And then you see their resume, you're like, wow, who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? You know, so yeah, it's quite easy to see that.
Now about jazz, because you explained why jazz. Now, why you wanted to mix jazz and Afrobeat? Okay. I know they are two totally different journeys. They are just apart.
Yes.
So, has there been any point that when you were scared, like, will these two merge?
Yeah.
Were you scared, or were you like, let me just try it?
The thing with jazz is that jazz is a genre of music that easily accepts other genres.
Yeah. Okay. I think I agree to that.
And then Afrobeat is this growing child, you know, that sees everything and wants to try it. You know, if you see socket, you won't put hand inside it. If you see you fry, you want to fry. If you see, that's what Afrobeat does. So it's taking a piano, taking everything. So I'm throwing jazz at it, but you got to know how to do it.
So it doesn't bounce back.
Yeah, so it doesn't bounce back, slap you in the face. So that's how I'm able to do it, because both of them, jazz is a very good grandfather who say, come to me. Afrobeat is this growing child who's like, I'm gonna come to you and I'm gonna take your money, I'm gonna take your stuff and then say you copied me. Because
I think I allow that. I agree to that. I strongly agree to that. And one of the things the reason why we brought you up on the show is the fact that we want the younger ones out there, the youth out there, to believe that, yes, your talent can be there, but education has a role to play in it. Now, no matter what you do, don't believe that education has no value. All right? If you're studying mathematics in Nigeria, you hardly talk to people. If you're studying mathematics, they say, what's he studying? Mathematics. You say, leave him alone. You understand that part? But bringing mathematics, like, it's just a course, it's just a subject. And doing music, like growing up, those that want to do music, they are like the unserious type. Growing up from the African parents, they're like but when you say I want to do mathematics, so you came from like the unserious to the serious to balance, to come up with something great.
Yes, but sometimes when you tell people you want to do mathematics, some parents, well, not every parent, but some parents will still say, I don't want you to study that single honor. Don't you hear it in Nigeria? Because
how would you tell your
they used to call it single honor, right?
Pay your that you want to mathematics.
Exactly. So,
yeah,
but at least they'll appreciate you that you're a serious person. I don't understand. I forgot the question. Sorry. You made a comment. Was that?
Like it's difficult for you to see someone studying maths in Nigeria and want to, wouldn't want to venture into something else.
Let me shock you. I used to have an Instagram page where I never mentioned that I was a mathematician. I just put my music stuff. Then after a while, I'm like, this is me. So I put everything there. And then this article, this magazine, they wrote an article about me from New Jersey, and I took a screenshot and I put it on my Instagram. And then I got about at least, I'm not lying, at least 5 musicians who are also in Nigeria, who also, they're either graduating from mathematics or they are studying math, and I keep in touch with all of them, and they're telling me, wow, I thought I was just this weird kid who plays drum at the church and wants to do music and also is getting a bachelor's in math. I didn't know that people like you exist and you are actually successful at both. So, and we keep in touch, and I replied and we talked. One of them is actually applying to grad school at Northeastern University, and we keep in touch. He's in Abuja. He plays the guitar.
But let me put you on the spot before I hand you over to Pluto. So, are you saying that you will not study any other thing apart from mathematics? It has to be mathematics.
The truth is that when I was growing up,
he's a prof.
I know now. You can still decide to do something else.
Something else. The truth is that when I was growing up, there were 2 things I wanted to do.
Okay.
I wanted to be either an actor or a musician.
Let me look at you.
You can still act.
Well, you can still do that.
An actor or musician. And either a mathematician or a programmer. So I have to be one of an actor. I have to choose one from both sides. So I feel like I've done
It's a balance.
Yeah, it's a balance. So
it's a balance.
I don't know if I'm that interested in acting to be an actor.
You can't tell.
But I program very well. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah.
You program very well.
I'm a very good programmer.
Please, why did I not meet you early? So that when I wanted to write WAEC, you would have helped me because I'm a failure.
No. I wrote WAEC and I cleared once and it was just, yes, sir.
Don't worry, one day, just go to my Instagram page. I will post Pluto's WAEC result.
And what would that add to it?
I
had let my people go. I'm not ashamed to say that because I don't want to write WAEC again.
No.
I studied, during my WAEC, I don't have that time. I just did some topics in mathematics, graph. The sets, the simplify. I picked
quadratic equations.
And
they all came out.
I studied them and went straight to it.
Your own is better. You know how bad my own was? Yeah. For GC, not then, now you write GC. No, you don't have a choice. Yeah. GC, I had F9.
Okay.
Now, WAEC from school, I had the next one, that was E8. And I did NECO, and I think it was D7. And I had to do another WAEC for me to not have, to them you
No, you're good, you're good. You're graduating from failed.
They needed C6.
You needed C6.
For what?
In Nigeria, you must have maths or English before you can go anywhere.
Maths or English, maths
and English before you can go anywhere.
All right, like I wish we can drag this beyond this, but I must say it's been a great time having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
And you've been a source of inspiration to our viewers out there, telling them that yes, education is no waste.
It's not a scam.
It's no scam. Please stay out of that school of thought. It's not correct. So you can actually take our time to understand whatever you want to study, and it will enhance and help you with your passion.
Yes.
With your passion. And
I want to say something. Please support live music. Support live musicians. Instrumental musicians, because those are the people who create the hits. You know, you see the big stars there in front, but the people behind them that make them sound good.
Bedrock.
Yes, they're the bedrock.
Yeah. So let's catch up with you on your social media platforms.
My social media, it's just my full name, Lawrence Udeigwe, at Lawrence Udeigwe. Okay. But if that's too hard for you to remember, just remember Udeigwe, Udeigwe. When you type it on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, I'll be the first person to pop up. Just saying.
So definitely after the show, I'm following you, and we'll get to see more stuff from you.
That'd be great.
I'm sure you visit when you have more stuff.
Yes, I'll be back in December, I think. Yes,
and I'm sure you'll come back with something.
Yes, I'll definitely.
Please let me tap into the mathematics and thank you. Thank you.
Just it's one thing to tap, is another thing to use.
Excuse me. I'm gonna shock you.
When you make that effort to tap, you use it.
Thank you. I'm gonna shock you.
This is where we'll be drawing the curtain for today's edition. I told you, it's never enough time when you have a good show. It's never enough time. So, I want to say a very big thank you to our guests today on the show. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that has been part of this production. I want to say a very big thank you to God Almighty, the giver of life, wisdom, and understanding. Because if He does not give, then there's nothing you can achieve. And to everyone watching us, wherever you're watching from, our love for you is out of this world.
We love you.
Because if you're not there, we're not doing anything. The man behind the camera, our production crew, you guys are amazing. And I'm not going to say bye-bye until I hear from
your latest mathematician. Thank you. Period.
I like that.
Thank you. That's the thing.
I concur.
So you know how we wrap up the show. Whatever you do and get into trouble, don't think about it. Don't even go close to it. From us to our amazing, handsome musician, professor.
Thank you.
That's a bye.